Hi everybody and welcome to your Tuesdays online learning. So what we're going to do today, a little bit different. We're just going to take a little pause because we are moving on to the next unit in our Power Maths book. So we're going to use this as an opportunity to have a little bit of a reflect lesson on what we've learned so far and maybe think about those next steps as we are starting to come back to school and on things that maybe we can help you with when you get back to school. So what we're going to do, we're just going to start off with a little bit of a word workout. Now, I know we normally do this in English, but word workout, okay, and understanding what words actually mean is just as important in maths, okay, because there's lots of different things that we've used over these last few weeks with our fraction knowledge. So I just want you to have a think and see if you can recall and remember what these actually mean. So we've got proper fraction. We've got an improper fraction. Now, we've not necessarily used proper fraction, but if you can tell me what an improper fraction is, you will be able to guess what a proper fraction is. So improper fraction, proper fraction, a common denominator, a mixed number, an equivalent fraction, and just simply the word convert. Okay, so I want you to just have a pause and write these words into your books and write me what they mean. And if you could give me an example, that would be even better. And then come on back once you've had a go at those. So hopefully then you've had a little go at those. So let's just have a little talk through them. So you've got an improper fraction, which I'm hoping that you have remembered, that is when your numerator is greater than your denominator. So it's a fraction where your numerator is greater than your denominator. Okay, so a proper fraction is just simply a regular fraction that we are all used to seeing, where your numerator is smaller than your denominator. Okay, so remember how many equal parts make my whole, and then how many of them you have. So well done to you if you got those. Equivalent fraction then are two or more fractions that have different numerators and denominators, but show an equal amount. Okay, they show an equal amount, the same amount. So no matter how many parts that you cut your whole into, you have the same amount of them. Okay, so you might have written 1/2 and 3/6, 5/10. They are all equivalent fractions to a half. Okay, common denominator then, that is what we use when we try and get our denominators to have the same value. Okay, so that's using your equivalent fraction knowledge so that you can find a denominator that will link two fractions together. Okay, that's using your multiple knowledge. So if you have got a third fraction, 1/3, and you've got two 15ths, I need to find that common denominator, which would be, I could turn them both into 15th, or I could turn them both into thirds, so that they have that same denominator because they are related, obviously times in or divided by 5, so that I can then convert them into the equivalent fraction using the same denominator. Okay. Mixed number then, we have got a number that is made up of wholes and fractions. So they are closely linked with your improper fractions, because you might be able to show it as an improper fraction or a mixed number. So you might have done 1 1/4, you might have done 4 6/8. They are examples of mixed numbers. And then finally, just this keyword convert, it is simply a fancier word for changing from, so you might convert from an improper fraction to a mixed number, or a mixed number to an improper fraction. Okay, it's just a matter of changing, so converting. You may hear that learning when we go into more of our units of measure. There is lots of converting that we can do in lots of different topics. So well done to you if you've got all of those. If not, make a little note of them and make some little comments so that you are able to refer to this if you are not quite sure. So today, as I've said, we're going to be reflecting on our fraction learning so far. Lots of old learning retrieved because it's everything that we've done so far, so that we can celebrate our own strengths and highlight some of our development points, because there's probably still some areas where you think I might need a little bit more help with this. I'm not as confident in this part as than this part. So hopefully this little pause lesson will give us a chance to reflect on that. So what we're going to do today, you will find this on your timetable for today if you are wanting to print it off or wanting to see it a little bit clearer. And it's simply our White Rose little pause lessons. We've done these before for our addition and subtraction. We've done it with our place value. It's just a chance for you to reflect and apply all that learning that we've done so far, and just start to think, right, am I confident in this? Am I confident in that? Okay, so you've got 6 questions there, and then there's a second page. So the first one here is just asking you to do an equivalent fraction. So you need to write something in that box there. This one here, I want you to show me that 3/5 is equal to 6/10. So you've got to use a pictorial representation there. So what could you do to that to show me that 3/5 is equal to 6/10? Completing here with your equivalent fraction knowledge, they've given you either the denominators or the numerators, and they want you to find those equivalent fractions. Okay, this one here, Jack uses a bar model to convert 5/3 into a mixed number. So 5/3 is equal to 1 2/3. He then wants you to do the same with 7/3. What would that be as a mixed number? Question number 5, it's asking you to then convert a mixed number into an improper fraction. So write that improper fraction there for me. And then this one here, you are again converting whole numbers into improper fraction. And here you've got the improper fraction. It's asking you how many wholes are missing there. Wonderful. Question 7 then, same again, you're then converting them from improper fractions to mixed number, to an improper fraction, and here an improper fraction to a mixed number. Okay, now I want you to see if you can do this without referring back to your books, because I want to see how much you have retained and how much you are able to do without any extra support. But if you think, I have no idea how to do this, Miss Dyson, if you go back into your book and check, can you answer that in a different colour or a pen or something, so that we know that you have had to look back into your books to help you, because then I can see, right, you need a little bit more help with that. Then we're going to go into greater than, less than, or equal to. So using this fraction wall here, can you tell me greater than or less than? So that one with that one compared to that one compared to that one. And then here we're going into a little bit more of a wordy problem. So Hassan and Amy have the same amount of juice in a carton. He drinks 3/4. Amy drinks 5/6. Who has the most juice left? Now be careful there. The key answer to that question is how much is left. So you've got a little bit of a two-stepy problem there. And you'll notice that they have got different denominators. That's a tricky one there. This one here is trying to work out what the mixed number is going to be when you do 11 divided by 3. And then putting your fractions in order, starting with the smallest. So looking at these here, can you put them from smallest to largest? And then it's asking you to explain it. So have a little go at those questions for me. And then once you've done, come on back. Okay, so hopefully you have had a little go at that. Remember, if you've not had a go at all of them, please do have a go at all of them before you look through the answers. So we're going to answer them. So simply giving yourself a little mark for each one that you get correct. So here I can see 1/2 is equal to 3/6. This one here, you can show that 3/5 is equal to 6/10. So this one here, you should have shaded your 3/5 first. This is a way that you could, and I knew I saw the other day that Sophia actually did this on one of her questions, which was brilliant. So hopefully you're smashing that one, Sophia. So I've done my 3/5, and I'm simply going to chop these bits in half, because I know that that is now going to give me tenths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3/5 is equal to 6/10. Okay, if you didn't use that diagram, it was asking you to use that diagram, but you may have actually used your arrows here to prove that they are equivalent fractions. I will give you a mark for that one. But please make sure that you're using the diagram if it's there. Okay, so here we're going to use that method now. So 35, what's happened to get from 35 to 7? I know my times table knowledge. I have divided that by 5. So whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top to get an equivalent fraction. So that would be 2. This one here, what's happened? I've divided by 9. So here, I've already divided by 9 to get me this answer. So this one, I need to times it by 9, which will give me 18. So this one here, you can see that 3 has now become 9. So I'm going to use my knowledge. I have times that by 3. It's got 3 times as many parts. So I'm going to have to do the same to the bottom. So that one is going to be 15ths. And then I need to then work out how that has then changed to this one here. Because remember, they're all equal. 35 has not got any relationship with 15. So I'm going to go back to that 5. Because I know that that's times by 7. So I'm going to do the same again with that 3. So 3 times by 7 is 21. So that one was 4 marks there. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So for each box that you got right, you can write your numbers in the boxes. This one here then, how many parts, how many thirds will make a whole? Well, I know that those 3 will make one whole. Those 3 will make another whole, and then I've got 1/3 left, so the answer should be 2 and 1/3. There you go. Question 5 then, convert 2 and 3/5 into an improper fraction. I can use the diagram to help me. So how many fifths make up this whole? I've got 5, 10, I've got 13 fifths. So well done if you got those 2 right, give yourself your mark. And this one here, I'm now using my knowledge to convert it into an improper fraction. So I've got 13 wholes, which is 13 lots of 10 tenths. And I've got 7 more, so that's 137 tenths. This one here, I've already got 2/3 that are left over, so I know I'm going to be working with 18 thirds. I'm going to use my 3 times table. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. I can make 6 wholes. That one is 2 marks there, so well done if you got those correct. Okay, carrying on then, we're going for the same mixed number into improper fractions. So I've got 4 wholes. I know that 5/5 will make each of those wholes, so that's 20. And I've got 3 more, so that's 23. And I know that my denominator will not change because they are still fifths, so 23 fifths. This one here, how many groups of 6 sixths can I make out of 13? 6, 12. I can make 2 wholes. And I've got 13 of them, so I know that I've got 1 of those 6 left. So that's 2 marks there. This one here then, 1/2 and 1/3. I know that 1/2 is greater than 1/3 because I'm splitting it into least parts. So those parts are going to be bigger. This one here, I've got 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to use this diagram to help me with this one. 5, 6, and I've got 7 ninths. I can see that 5, 6 is greater than 7 ninths. And this one here, I've got 4 ninths and I've got 1 whole. So obviously we know that 1 whole is larger than any fraction. So 4 ninths is less than 1 whole. So 3 marks there if you got those correct. Okay, so this one here then, I'm going to actually draw and use my wholes. So remember, you need the same wholes. Okay, this one is split into quarters. So I'm going to go for my half first because that's the easiest way to try and make them as equal as possible. And then this one is going to be 6. So I need to split this into thirds. 3 on that side into 6. Sorry, but I'm doing thirds because I've split it into half. Okay, and then I can simply use, so you could use a diagram here. It's just say you can show your working. So here, that's 1, 2, 3 quarters is going to go up to there, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from my drawing there, I can see that 5, 6 is my larger fraction. So who is going to have the most juice left is going to be Hassan. So you should have just written Hassan. So that one is 2 marks there. So you get a mark if you got the answer correct, and a mark if you drew something along the lines of mine. Okay, so even if you didn't quite get the right answer, or you didn't read that next part of that question, which Miss Hassan does all of the time, you can still have that 1 mark for drawing out your representation. Okay, this next one then, I'm going to use my knowledge of fractions as division that we literally did yesterday. So I know that 11 divided by 3 will give me an improper fraction of 11 thirds. I can then convert that into this mixed number. So how many wholes can I make? So how many lots of 3? 3, 6, 9. I can make 3 wholes, and I'm going to have 2, 10, 11 left over. So 3 and 2/3, 1 mark there if you got that one correct. And finally then we're going to put them in order, starting with the smallest. Now straight away I can see that 1.5 is going to be the smallest because it has the least amount of holes. That's a little explanation there for that one. Now I'm going to look at 2 and 7 tenths and 2 and 4 tenths. Now they've got the same holes, so I can't use that to compare. So I'm now going to have to look at those fractions. To get them to be compared more easily, I'm going to get them into the same denominator. So this one, I'm going to do equivalent fractions into tenths. So I've got 2 times as many parts. So the top number is also 2 times as many. So now I've got 2 and 7 tenths, 2 and 8 tenths. So I can see that 2 and 7 tenths is smaller than 2 and 8 tenths, which is 2 and 4/5. Brilliant. So that was 2 marks there. So 1 mark for getting it in the right order and 1 mark for your explanation. So thinking about the first one, obviously comparing your wholes, the second one then converting your fractions to see what is the most. Okay, brilliant. So give yourself a little score. I'm not sure how many that's out of. Let's have a little count up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So give yourself a little score out of 20. So well done to you if you got 20 out of 20. Super duper. Now what I want us to do, okay, you'll notice at the bottom of that sheet there, you see how confident are you feeling with the fraction learning that we've done so far. Okay, so this is where we're going to have a little bit of a reflect. So I simply want you to circle, so just on our equivalent fractions, mixed numbers, putting them in order, seeing it as division, on this last little bit of a unit that we've done, how confident are you feeling? So very confident that you did really well with all those questions, you only made a few little mistakes, but you actually understood where you went wrong, to not confident at all, to I don't even know where to start with some of this, I'm still need a lot of help, and I can't do it yet. Okay, remember that, yet. So circling simply how you're feeling with these fractions, and then I want you to think of something that you are really, really strong with. So out of those questions there, which one do you think, yes, I am the most confident in this part? So are you the most confident at finding equivalent fractions, most confident at converting mixed numbers to? So I just want you to think of one thing that you are most confident with out of what we've just been doing. And something here that you think I still need to, so if you did all of those questions and actually you got this question wrong here, so it might be using my knowledge of fractions to solve word problems. Yeah, or if you know that you are struggling to convert from improper to mixed numbers, write that in that box there. Okay, so I want you to let me know what your scores are. Let us know what your scores are. But also, we really want to see this because this is how we're going to help you with your next steps in your learning. Can't wait to see all of the great things that you have been doing today, all of those amazing answers that you've got. And I'll be back tomorrow with the first lesson of our next fractions unit. So I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye.